All right, let's bring our sound down. We should probably be pretty well balanced here. Somebody let me know. Anyone out there that catches the signal, let me know if this is the balance is off or not. I think it's going to be okay. So let's see. I'm going to get my screen up here. Hey guys, what's going on? My name's Phil Kearney. I create role-playing games. I illustrate them and I publish them online. And I'm creating content for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. We're creating a Bastion campaign using basically Mecha Kaiju. Where's the buttons I want to press? Here we go. Nope, that's still saying Bastions. There we go. And yeah, Eberron, Spelljammer, Mecha Kaiju, XCOM, Bastion Campaign. We'll take a look at some of what we got going on with this game right now, and then we'll carry it from there. I've been designing some mecha for our pirates, and I'm pretty happy with the design, the rough sketch of it so far. But the way that, that's not clicking for me. Dude, unnecessary stuff. Delete. And then here, let's go back to our round brush here. I'm just going to do a little bit of mecha design here while I ease myself into being online here for a little bit with you guys. We're going to be designing we previously designed the ships, the carrier ship, the frigate, the escort, the boarding skiff, the Inkfish fighter craft, and now we are taking care of the mecha that the pilots will have, the pirates will have command over amongst the other ships that they'll have. So they'll have a full-on fleet, and we're going to. We know there's about 1,000 buccaneers in the pirates community. So we're gonna divide up the available buccaneers into crew, boarding marines, and mecha pilots, so that we have an idea of how much combat force the pirates as a whole, like as its own nation, the Pirates of Lazar, how much power do they really have amongst the enemies? Because they're at full war with the Unseelie Court right now, and it's chewing up most of their resources, just trying not to lose the asteroids that they've claimed as their own homes. So they're in a bit of a crisis right now that is thankfully keeping them off of our backs. But I want to put a Jolly Roger on the front end of this mecha here, so it's just easy to identify it's a pirate, because they wear their colors loud and proud, man. They have the pirates have their own asteroid communities where they grow stuff and do normal things like go to school and shit. But they also have the Buccaneers, which are actively out, kind of like Vikings, out and raiding as a means of being able to produce wealth and earn their keep. So as a collective whole, they are the Pirates of Lazar. And the community currently has about 3,500 people. And so we're going to further divide that up. We got 1,000, like I said, we got 1,000 Buccaneers, and then we have about 2,500 non-combatants, including, like fishmongers and carpenters and shipwrights and all the blah-de-blah that aren't directly involved in military power. So we fleshed out those numbers last session and designed the ships that they'll be piloting, but now we need to actually break down the fleet composition. So next week, or rather, yeah, I think next week, I think we'll be doing this on Monday, and I believe I'm going to be doing Color Mana and Martial Powers on Thursday, this upcoming Thursday, instead of Spelljammer. So I'm going to switch the campaign back to once per week, and I'm going to ramp up the Color Mana Spell Point variant rules for 5e instead, along with the Martial Powers design. I'm really interested in getting those out. And once we get this campaign up and running, we'll start spending our Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Saturdays will be dedicated probably to running this campaign. I suspect we're going to have more interest in folks being on Saturday than Mondays or Thursday nights. So that's my anticipation. And let's keep fleshing that out here. We're almost done with this. These are, as you can see here, each square is a foot. So this is a 6-foot dude. This is a 20-foot mecha. This is gargantuan sized. So when we are running Mecha Kaiju combat, we're going to be operating at the 50-foot scale. As though, because basically mecha are basically just fighter craft that are human-shaped instead of animal-shaped. I love that about the Spelljammer motif, you know, like the flavor of Spelljammer, that they're all duplicating animals, because with the variant rules that we created, you're basically wild shaping. The pilot is essentially wild shaping into the ship, kind of like a druid would wild shape into the form of an animal and then gain its animal mobility and attack methods. Similarly with these Spelljammer ships, when you animate them through the Spelljamming helm, you're basically breathing life into the vehicle. So if it's shaped like a fish, it can move and attack like a fish. Like an insect, like an insect. Like a bird, then like a bird. So what's the big deal? Why not make them people-shaped? And if they're people-shaped, then you can give them, you know, ship-sized weapons. So like this broadsword that this dude's using is going to be like 3d8 plus your strength bonus damage every time it hits. So if you're say a 5th level fighter, you're going to have 2 attacks. And if we weren't a sword and board sort of dude, I mean, you can use your defense fighting style with the shield and the one weapon here, because they're basically, the mecha allow you to transpose and basically amplify your characters to be able to fight things at the 50-foot scale. At the 5-foot scale, like these kaiju that we're fighting that are doing like 5d6 plus 15 damage per tentacle swipe, it's going to take out your 5th level character super fast. And they only get bigger the further out into the poison sea that you get. So like, we're just dealing with the small ones right now. They can get up to like 1,500 feet, a mile in size. If you get really deep into the Lost Sea, it's ridiculous out there. So, but it's also a lot of fun. So I'm going to grab this and bring that arm in a bit. And then let's do this. Let's grab here, there, and then I'm going to free transform and then kick this out like that a little bit to create a little bit of space. I want to make sure I build out the anatomy here. Yeah, that feels pretty good. We'll finish this in a second, and then we'll get to actual statistics. So the way that Bastions work in this system is you have 5 ranks, 1 to 5. They correspond with the proficiency bonuses that your characters get. So you get a first rank Bastion is possible for a team starting at level 1. It is a first rank Bastion. As soon as you have 1 or more Bastion points, you now have a Bastion. Typically, you're going to allocate that point. You spend those points. You invest them, kind of like when you're tapping mana in Magic the Gathering to activate spells. You're tapping resource points to acquire and issue orders to facilities that you build inside of your Bastion. Or in the case of a settlement, you build the facilities around the Bastion government structure on the land that you have settled. This allows other people to add facilities to your settlement beyond just the capital that is the government arm of the settlement. Like each settlement, regardless of what the political format is, every settlement needs a leader, and that's represented by the government facility that you can spend resource Bastion points on to acquire. And once you have a government facility, you now have the you're now capable of generating enough bureaucracy and oversight to issue edicts to your community and have them be followed. So a community is a bastion that has established a governing body inside of itself to then oversee the land directly around that bastion. So there's 5 ranks, 1 to 5. They correspond with the proficiency bonus that characters gain. So a first rank Bastion is effectively like a first level character, but it has a +1 bonus. Like when you make an ability check or a Bastion check to see if your Bastion can accomplish the task that you have ordered them to carry out, they'll make a Bastion check. And depending on the difficulty of the order, it will be anywhere from a DC of 10 to 30. Higher, more difficult, more fantastic magic items, the more rare the information, the higher level magic being researched, blah, 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 blah. That's going to scale you up from 1 to 5. Common, uncommon, rare, very rare, and legendary rank of magic items. That also corresponds with spell casting, which is 0, which is cantrip in first levels, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 9. That's right. So 5 ranks. Those ranks correspond with levels, 1st, 5th, 9th, 13th, 17th. So like at 17th level, you're getting legendary magic items. At 2nd rank, you're getting uncommon magic items, like level 5 to 9. That's when you have obviously common, some uncommon, and maybe you start dipping into rare magic items around level 9 plus. And then you get to 13th level where you have very rare magic items. It's a natural scale on a 5-step array. So you have, instead of a proficiency bonus, your Bastion facilities have proficiency dice. Using the proficiency die variant rule from the 2024 Dungeon Master's Guide, or taking cues from Essence 20, which hold the G.I. Joe, My Little Pony, Transformers, and Power Ranger IPs as role-playing games. The Essence 20 game basically takes proficiency dice from the DM, from the DMG, and builds the entire game around proficiency dice. So this is like a step between those two things. This has your characters operate like normal D&D 5e characters, whether it's 2014 or 2024. But when you integrate this Bastion campaign system into your games, you're now operating. What our intention is to operate on a weekly basis. Like 1 Bastion turn equals a week. The team will take 1 long rest per Bastion turn. You can take adventures inside of the community, and we'll be randomly generating different adventure seeds that then we as a team can translate and decide what the narrative of them is, depending on what the team thinks is cool, and if there's like any backstory stuff that they want to help add some more, backstory to. Then they could decide as a team, we want to make this pirate thing. Like my dad has a history with pirates, for instance. So we want this next challenge. Like there's a trade blockade, and materials aren't getting through that you need to make the magic armor that you want. There's a blockade, so you need to break the blockade. So the team may decide collectively as it would make perfect sense if the Pirates of Lazar were blockading the trade route and basically stealing the ore that we were waiting on to get to make our magic armor. So let's make it that, and we can then lean into my character's dad is a pirate. He's probably part of that blockade that's taking our resources. Now we get to go confront my dad, and that adds to my character's depth. So I have buy-in on this. Phil, make me something like that. And the team will basically hash out together like what they think the general theme of the adventure will be. I'll then take it, create some twists and fun, bring it back to you guys, and then we'll make that our session. Like make it like a one-shot 3 or 4 hour session to resolve whatever this blockade thing is, advance your storyline, confront your dad. And then we have 4 sessions per month. Each month is 1 Bastion turn, so every month we'll gain a level. We'll start at 5th level, we'll end somewhere inside 13th level, just to put a bow on it. And once we get there, that'll be the campaign, and we'll move on to another playtest. But that's what I plan on playtesting, probably on Saturdays. I'm not sure exactly what day of the week it's going to end up being. We're still assembling our Avengers. So we'll find out. It could be Monday. It could be Monday night. Like literally right now, I would not be here in April. I would instead be playtesting on my server. But I suspect it's going to end up being Saturday afternoon. That's just such a neutral time for most Americans to be able to squat for 4 hours and play a game. It's plausible. Hey, what's up? Hey, Steve. It's good to see you, my man. Yeah, building Mecha. This is pretty loose right now. It's good enough. It's got those Diva chicken legs. I took Diva's mech as inspiration for this build. So it has the same general frame. That doesn't have, like, you don't need to have a head, but you could have a head if you wanted to. Up to you. Don't need them. In fact, this one is a hatch, so this could pop open, and you could have a person hanging out here. You know, with their Colt wand of power, rod of power. Anyway, that's silly. Excuse me. Get out of there, buddy. But yeah, this is a pirate mech. When the team decides on a motif during session 0, I'll start building mecha for the team. We've spent a few sessions, like this is episode 28, I think. Like around episode 23, I think, is when we built out mecha. So, but yeah, I think this guy's looking pretty hoss. So we're going to lock that down here pretty quick like that. And then bolt this here. There we go. That feels pretty good. It's good enough for now. So we'll call that Space Mech. That'll be our pirate mecha. And then we have the Inkfish fighters. They're 15 feet. They're skewed a bit, apparently. Let's go to... Oh, that's right. 3x3 space. I need to shrink these down just a smidge. And I want to have them centered. These are 15-foot fighter craft. So they're light, they're inexpensive. Each one of these costs 600 gold to make, and the minor helm that pilots them is an uncommon magic item, which is only 400 gold and can be created by any second rank workshop, shipyard, or armory. And workshops do miscellaneous objects in general, like wondrous magic items in general. But yeah, it's a 3x3 space that it occupies. It has a helm, it has a harpoon flinger, and it has 4 tentacles. It can move across the ground with its tentacles. If we modify this fighter, they can have it be in a sealed environment, like a bubble around it, so that the atmosphere inside of the ship will remain clean, whether you're underwater or in poison or vacuum. It'll work for a day. And fighter ships generally don't stay away from their carrier for more than an hour or so at a time. So these guys stay close to home. And we had built out home. That's not it. Where's home? Our octopus. Show me the octopus. That is our frigate, our carrier ship. This one is 120 feet long. There's our boarding skiff, which is, what is that, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. 50 by 50. This is a 50-foot space. Each one of these squares here has, this is where a gunner would be for harpoon flingers. This is the cockpit for the pilot, and then the rest of this floor space is just filled up with boarding troops. You throw this thing from your ship to the enemy ship. It hits, it staples onto these spikes act as piercing rams, so it punches into the side of your ship and stays in place, and then your troops just casually unload on you. This is the true size of this ship at the 5-foot scale, and then you compare that to the Inkfish fighter craft. These are one-man, basically flying rocket cycles with tentacles and a gun on the front. Is essentially what these things are. Super light, versatile vehicles. These are, what do we call these? This is a sea arrow, which is another name for a squid apparently. But this one's 120 feet. It's got tentacles up front. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4 ballista and 1, 2 trebuchet, and it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 harpoon flingers. So it's a lighter craft that's just loaded up with weapons. You can have on the underbelly, underneath here, wrong button, Kearney. Under here, you can clip on a number of boarding ships, boarding skiffs, like I just showed you. Or since looking at 15, like this is, what is it, 10 feet each? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, these are 10-foot spaces here. So like you could have like a fighter skiff here and a fighter craft here and here and here and here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like you could easily have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 fighter craft that are clipped onto the underside of these ships. This is just basically a large flat deck that is basically a landing deck for various ships. So this is a good harasser ship. It can get close to whatever prey it's stalking. It has the tentacles to grapple the ship, and then from underneath it, it can just dump off a bunch of either what are they called? Inkfish. Thank you. Another of Inkfish fighter craft, or it can deploy the boarding skiffs from underneath its belly. And it could also have mecha that are attached to the underside, basically just holding on to the underside to get let go. So the crew can easily just drop in. You flip gravity, so I mean, baka. There we go. Nope. But there. The gravity plane for the ship is going to be, yeah, about here. So this underside is going to be the right side up when you go underneath it. That's the wrong color. Where's my color? Tools. There we go. Actually, the gravity plane is probably going to be, let's drop this on the line there. 1, 2, 3. With the gravity plane, no, that's too high for the gravity. Yeah, this is the right space. This is our gravity plane right there. So everything on this side, that's up. Everything on this side, this is up. So all these weapons are all across the top deck here. And the under deck, like I was saying, is basically a carrier deck where you can have an assortment of ships. Then we have the squid ship from the Spelljammer's Adventures in Space, which we've rebuilt as using our mechanics for the squid ship, dropping down here. And again, when you're piloting a ship, you are animating that ship like it is, as though it is an animal. So once you animate the ship, these tentacles here, this long piercing ram, these can all move like tentacles, and they can strike out and they can deal piercing damage when you hit with them, and they can grapple you, impale a ship. It can start curling and grabbing it, and it's a grapple that you're performing with the ship that allows you to then dump troops from, like, it can run along the tentacles to get on board your ship and start attacking you. But this is 250 feet. This is just like it's a big ship, so it's a really good brawler. It's 250 feet long. It's a 5x5 at the 50-foot scale. Compared to this is 120 feet, so it's only 3x3. It's about like it's roughly the size of a lamprey. You see how a lamprey sits? A lamprey is 120 feet. So this is very similar to the lamprey. We could have just gone with a lamprey, but I thought the ship design was cool, so I wanted to build it. But yeah, so we have the layout. We have the layouts for one occult wand of power. Yeah, no kidding, right? Winchester. So we built out the ships. We have the carrier ship, which is the calamari. Where the hell is my calamari at? Pirates. There it is. Let's pull this into a separate block. There we go. Here's our octopus, the calamari. It's their carrier. It's their flagship carrier ship. It's an 8x8 at the 50-foot scale, so it's a 400-foot vessel. It is so large that these corvettes that we have here, these Inkfish, These are sea arrows. These sea arrows are about this big. So we can, on this underside, I mean, you can literally have the octopus like holding one of them if you wanted to. But there's so, like, this is a 50-foot square. You can have, here's the little Inkfish fighter craft. That's about how big they are compared to the size of this just massive fucking carrier. These orbs here, these are gun pods. So the underbelly is all melee weapons and loading, and like this is a deck that is you can load and sorry, this is a main carrier. Like you can fit an entire Sea Arrow ship inside of there for repairs if you needed to. The larger squid ships are 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. This is how big a squid ship is alongside our carrier. Here, let's make a new layer here so you can see things easier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is that squid ship, that 250-foot squid ship. Like it's like this. We're here, and it's got its little. It's got its mast here. It's got its tail that comes down here like that. There. That's basically a squid ship. Guns, upper deck. Anyway, that's a squid ship. That's the size of a squid ship next to this carrier ship. So this is what the this is the big thing that the pirates have, but it's committed right now in a conflict with the Fae coming out of I can't remember the name of the moon that connects to Feywild and Eberron, but in my Eberron, the orbit of the moons, again, the fold that up, settlements. There we go. So here's Eberron. This is a 10,000 miles square. Each of these circles is one of the moons in orbit around Eberron. There's 12 of them. Shavareth, the battlefield, is the furthest, 22 squares away. That's 220,000 miles. In this campaign, our Spelljammer airships have a top flight of 10,000 miles per day. So if you go hex crawling or grid crawling, you can move 1 square per day in overland travel. A bastion turn is 7 days, so you can essentially move 7 squares. Like, this is our starting point here. So you could go 1, 2 squares out to this guy, and then, oh, it looks like he got shunted. Hold on. There, line that shit up. You go 1, 2 days to explore this space over here, and then still come back 3, 4. It only takes 4 of your 7 days. So if you have an adventure that leads you here, or like this is 1, 2, 3, 4 days away. So if you head over here, and then you could bounce back in a week. So you could do a mission here, you could do a mission here, you could reach a mission here, but any further than those, it's going to take you an entire week to get there and back. And if your communities are attacked by a kaiju while you're away, you're not there to protect them. And they need your protection because there's 6 asteroid communities that are in your cluster. And again, you can just travel these airways to the next cluster and explore space over there. Or you could just kick offshore into the poison sea where the air is always foul and poisonous. So you're constantly under the poison condition while you're in the poison sea until you get back into the fair lanes of fresh air. So all these asteroids that are bouncing around in here, they all have some form of vegetation of one manner or another that's contributing to the production of clean air that runs along these trade winds. So these are just natural flows between one cluster and another to follow these trade winds. But there's also these external clusters. You have to go through Poison Sea to get to them, but they're a small, isolated system of fresh air that's not strong enough to stay connected to the main trade winds. So there's these little pockets, and there can be, each square is 10,000 miles. This could be a little pocket of air that just no one has found yet. It'd make a nice pirate base they hang out and hide there while you're going to make your next attack against the communities. But if you keep coming from the same direction, they're going to be able to backtrack you eventually. So like maybe you strike once there, maybe you come around here like this and strike this way, or you just loop around this way and strike this way. So you want to be indirect in your attacks. But the pirates have little safe houses in little quiet asteroids out in the poison sea that you aren't going to just easily find. But kaiju are out in the poison sea. This is 200. Again, the system map is 220,000 miles radius. So it roughly occupies a 500,000 mile radius, or 500,000 mile space. 1, 2, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a 5 by 5 space at the 100,000 mile scale. And with Eberron being in the center and all the moons being scattered out, again, this is 22 squares from here to here. That's 220 miles, 220,000 miles. So effectively, the system is 440,000 miles wide, or roughly this size. But it's only in this very limited space. You see how like Eberron, like the system of Eberron occupies a 500,000 mile space, but much like that squid ship occupies a 250 foot space, but it doesn't. It's not just a Borg cube of 250 squares of just mass. You could if you wanted, but that's not what that ship is. Similarly, this is occupying a very small area of the actual space that they call Eberron Spelljammer. They call it cyberspace. SYBERSPACE, because of the tiers. The tiers of, I'm not going to bother writing. The tiers of Sybaris. Sybaris is spelled Sybaris. So, cyberspace. Clever. Well done, Keith. Well done. I love Eberron. Good job. So this is your fresh air pocket, but the rest of this is poison. So you literally have 80% of this system is completely untouched by the Eberron, like the planet, the moons and orbit and asteroids of Eberron. They don't touch any of this shit. So there are kaiju that live inside here, and right now we're starting to see the little ones start to drop in and take interest around this system, because now we've come out and we've started populating these asteroids, and we're starting to mine them for ore and exploiting them. That's naturally attracting attention of horrible creatures. So right now we're pulling in like these little kaiju that are attacking us, like maybe like a 150-foot cloaker, or maybe like a 500-foot kraken occasionally. But there could be big things out here that start taking interest in us, that could be miles in size, and 200,000 miles away in the darkness of the poison sea. We have no idea what kind of abominations are out there, but they might find us if we make enough noise and light a bright enough flare in the asteroids that we're now starting to populate. We're going to attract trouble in time, and we have to be ready for that. So we're building mecha and fighter craft to fight kaiju and get good at it. So it's kind of the Pacific Rim of Eberron in space is the general kind of like gist of how the campaign rolls. So I think I've probably rambled on enough, right? Let's build out a fleet. So right now, if you want to, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon for notifications when you're live in the future. All the books that I publish right now on DMsGuild, because it's all 5e stuff, but they all have 100% free previews. They're chock full of my art and ideas. If you think that shit's cool and you want to buy it, thank you. Buying a book is a vote for me to make more of them, not for you to read them. You can read the entire document for free. All my books come with assets like tokens and maps and stuff like that add to it. Most of them do. The ones that don't are probably either like $1 or $2 or pay what you want. But the more expensive ones, they all have player and DM aids. But Let's see, dropping down through the book here. We're looking at, what was I doing this for? I was just showing off that this is the book that we're using to frame all the combat mechanics that we've been doing to build those ships. It's all in the build a ship section here at the front end of the book, and here's all the ships that are in Spelljammer Adventures in Space. And then we built fighter craft that occupy a 50-foot square. So the mecha that we build are human-shaped animals instead of animal-shaped ships, right? So they're human-shaped ships, so they act like mecha. The document that we use, the Eberron Spelljammer Mecha Kaiju XCOM campaign. This document here that we're playing inside of, that is also available for you guys to check out at no cost. Let me get this stuff out of the way. That would be the campaign workbench. Clunk. So here we go, but I'm skipping down to the tail end of the document where we're stacking up the fleet of Lazar. I'm going to actually crack open a Word doc, just a simple notepad here real quick, because I want to look at the crew costs on these. Minimum crew for the carrier is 129. Minimum crew for the squid ship battleships, those are 40. Minimum crew. What happened there? Light. No, I did this right. Okay, cool. Let's see. We got 1, 3, 6, 11 plus. So that's 11. That's 4. That's 8. That's 12. 20. Sorry, wrong one. 4, 12, that's 16. No, that's only one. That's the pilot, so that one doesn't count. 4 ballistas, 12 plus 10 plus 6. Thank you. 22, 28, 29 for, we don't count the pilot, so we have 28, 30, 31, 39. So there's a total of 39 crew. Let's see. Squid ship. 39 crew. Capital ship. $129 minimum. Is that right? 3, 6, yeah. The squid ship battleships, that is 7, 19, 20, 24, 34, 40. Correct. Okay, cool. So squid ship is 49, is 40 crew. Let's just do it like this. Ship, crew. The Sea Arrow. I almost feel like the Sea Arrow should be called the ink ship, or the Inkfish, and then the fighter craft be called Sea Arrows, because arrows are ammunition, right? Boarding skiff has a crew of 3. Sea Arrow. Boarding skiff has a crew of 3. And then we have Inkfish, fighters. That has a crew of 3. No, the Inkfish has a crew of 1. And then Mecha has a crew of 1 as well. The Sea Arrow has 11, is that right? No, that wasn't right. 12, 22, 28, 30. Yeah, okay, this is 39. There, we'll make it an even 40. Smaller ship, same crew size. I'm fine with that. So we have, let's see, when we came up here, we're looking at a third rank. So the pirates are a third rank community overall. A third rank. So first rank is up to 100. Second rank is up to 1,000. Third rank is up to 10,000. Fourth rank is up to 100,000. And then fifth rank is metropolis level, which can have anything more than 100,000 people. It becomes a metropolis. So it's a hamlet, village, town, city, metropolis. Bam, 5. So the space pirates are third rank, so they'll have anywhere from 1,001 to 10,000 people. We know currently they have 3,528. They had an additional 565, but that's how many they've lost to the Unseelie Fae that they're at war with in orbit right now. So they're taking significant losses. But we have a third rank. If you set up a barracks, a third rank community can have a barracks house up to 1,000. A hamlet with a population of 100 can have a barracks of 10 per barracks. So if you wanted to barracks the entire population, a hamlet would need 10 of them, and each would be able to hold up to 10 troops. Second rank, you would need 10 of them, and at second rank, they can hold up to 100 troops. So the facilities get bigger and bigger to help house all of these people, but they effectively become a fighting force that you have access to. And as long as your ship is large enough to house the amount of people that would be in the theoretical barracks of your ship, then your ship is viable for that amount of troops. And so you can assign those troops crew positions, siege weapon and gunner positions, or marine militia. And the marine militia are often going to overtax the oxygen supply of a ship, so they are there temporarily, not permanently. Your gun crew and your gunners and your gun crew are basically permanent fixtures on your ship, and presumably the gunner crew are also going to act as marines to repel boarders or to storm a ship if you've grappled and grabbed hold of the ship. You could then let go of your siege weapons and storm across the way, which is what the pirates would do. They would stop damaging the ship, and they would dunk and toss everybody off board to go die in the void and take your ship away. So a barracks of third rank allows for up to 1,000 crew, but they've lost 565. So their barracks is down. They only have 435 pirates remaining. That's not good news. You have 435 active buccaneers. I'm going to guess that they have backups, like the other 2,500 people that they have as non-combative. I'm going to guess that they actually have 1,500 troops so in total. 500 are on leave, 500 have been lost, 500 on active, roughly 500 are on active duty right now. So that means they would need to have a total of 2 barracks total in their facilities. And where are we looking at here? Storehouse, barracks, first fleet, second fleet, third fleet, first fleet, second fleet, third fleet is how I had it originally laid out. Let's go with let's let one of these go. This one is currently cached, and we're going to, so we have 0 out of 3 barracks lost fleet. And we're going to trim this one down to pirate raids to nearby communities. Then we're going to go let's see, second fleet, third fleet, 500, 500, lost fleet, training, replacements, second fleet 500, equals frontline. Second fleet equals furlough, healing, repair. Let's see. So how we want to swing that? That essentially means we have 500 troops to distribute, and I'm not going. I think we'll probably have the carrier fleet out there, or the carrier ship. I think the carrier ship has survived the various battles, so it's always the capital ship plus. What do we have remaining? 129. That'll be 371. We'll do that. Times 1. I'm going to say they had a second capital ship, but it got lost in the Fey conflict. So now they're very protective of their remaining calamari. It's a 5x5. It's an 8x8 vessel. It could technically the capital ship. It can hold air for up to 800 troops for 100 days. They are not that heavily packed. I suspect they've got. We'll figure that out when we get to the fleet. So we've got 371 troops to split amongst our ships. So I think the squid ship is going to be our main carrier. And you're going to need a corvette, a boarding skiff, an ink fighter. And troops, marines. Boy, we could have a lot of troops. How do I want to... I need to reconfigure this. We can have up to 1,000 troops in barracks. That'll give us a leftover amount of 2,028 non-com. And then 1,528 Buccaneers. Three. Yeah, we're doing okay there. 3, and then we just freed up 3 points. They're currently in a comfortable lifestyle as a community overall. Lost fleet and needs repair. And we'll call these, instead of needs training, and this one we'll call home reserves, home defense. So the community has 500 defenders that don't go off world, and now we're also lost fleets, repair, lost fleet, repair equals recruit. Let's see. Fleets of Lazar, 1,000 crew, second fleet, and then furlough, repair. Okay, cool. That's working out. So we have 500, lost fleet, home defense. Home defense will include the calamari. That'll be 371 plus calamari. So now the 500, we won't have the calamari into the configuration of the away fleet. So we have 500. We'll have two. Yeah, we can have 250. No, we can 500 per fleet. I think we should probably have what, like let's say we can probably afford to have 300 Marines. That's going to require how many skiffs? Is that it? No, that's not it. Fortress is a no. Come on, dude. What's going on? Mecha. Oh, I just zoomed in weird. No, I'm not. Something's weird's going on. I've lost something. Give me a minute. I gotta go find it. There we are. Pirates. Thank you. Let's look at that skiff. There we go. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3. This is really sloppy. Let's clean this up a little bit before I embarrass myself further. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now this seems to be a little off kilter. Let's line that up so it's straight and proper. There. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, including the gunners. So let's see, 300 Marines. How about 18 times 17? 18 times 17. Thank you. 306. It's a weird number. We'll take it. $306 Marines. And 194 crew. We'll do it like that. So we need 18 boarding skiffs. That'll be a crew of 54. That takes us down to 140 here. QQ Mecha. Oh boy, they're expensive. I wish I hadn't made the sea arrow so hefty. I think I'm gonna have to rebuild the sea arrow to reduce its size. I need to bring it down to 100 feet. So let me take a few minutes here and rebuild that. Very good. Save. There you go. Yeah, let's bring this thing down to 100 feet. Oh, I could, I need to significantly reduce the crew size to have a middle space. So I'm thinking my best solution, and to get it 100 feet, so it's just smaller. So we have actually scaling differences. So I think the best way for me to do that is to just trim this off. One, two, three, four, 5, 6. That was easy. Let's merge that down. Ooh, nice. Now we have a nice broad deck. Let's do it like this. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Can we get it up in that same amount? Like that. If we broaden that out, we should be able to, and I want to have a broad tip. Again, we can use this. We'll go what, 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that our center point? Is my alignment off that bad? Yes, Kearney, it is that bad. Let's just shoot down the middle here and free transform, flip horizontal. There. Better symmetry. So we have a merge down. We have a top deck of 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33. So we can have a boarding deck of 30. So this is 100 feet, and we can drop 30 some odd troops at a time off of this. And we have the battle deck and the upper bits like this. So let's bring that down like that. So the official count would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20. So this is essentially the same as the skiff, except that it has a whole bunch of carriers. That has a whole bunch of guns at the back, and instead of 2 little spikes, it has tentacles. But otherwise, it's the same landing deck. Essentially, I like that. 4, 8, 16, 17, 18. 18 and 20. That's not good math. I don't see the good math. But yeah, I like that better. So we're going to reduce the size on that guy. So let's go back here to the C arrow. Thank you, Timely Timer. I'm going to name it Inkfish. I'm tired of thinking that they should be flipped. Inkfish, and Fightercraft Sea Arrow. It's just because the size, an arrow is anyway, an arrow is ammunition. It's disposable. Fightercraft are disposable. They're ammunition. So the Inkfish, I think, should be the Corvette. Final answer. Take you to 40. It's 100 feet. It's got 6 tentacles instead of 4. No, yeah, let's take it to 6. It's got 2 ballista. 6 now. It's got 1 mangonel. And 3 harpoon flingers. And it doesn't need as much officers. It only needs it's too small for a first mate. So a captain and a siege commander makes sense. 3 pilots for 24/7 coverage. And then general facilities, it's 2 squares. So it should be 6. So let's see, we got 11, 14, 20, 25, 26. There we go. 26. So we have the fighter. And now Inkfish. Now has a crew of 26. A lot more reasonable. Let's just go with a standard size of, let's go with a, double check here real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, 16. Okay, 20. And we have 20 on deck here. So 20 is just going to be our standard size, which is great. So standard Marine rank size is 20. So we can take this back down to 300 and take this one back to 200. And broken into squads of 20. There's 15 total. So let's go with, let's just eyeball this real quick and say we have 5 Inkfish, 10 boarding skiffs. Let's say 30 sea arrows and 20 mecha. And we've got 2 carriers, the squid ships. The squid ships deploy boarding skiffs. The Inkfish are on their own. Sea arrows are on their own, and mecha are on their own, but can be carried by squid ships and Inkfish. So I'm going to reshuffle those orders there to align them. That's going to be 80 people there, and that's 30. And then we're going to go to Inkfish. We got 5 Inkfish with 26 each. That's going to be 30. 26 times 5 is 130. Thank you. We're running out of crew. We got 30 here, and we've got 30 here. So that's 180, 210, 290. We're 90 over. So we need less Inkfish. We need like 3 Inkfish. That'll be 60, 78 total. So that'll take us to 50. 80, 160, 280, 258. Still too many. I hate the idea of only having 1 squid ship, but I guess that's how it's going to have to work. So we only have 1 squid ship. That'll take us to 40. Now we're at 218. Now we have too many sea arrows. So we'll want to drop that down to 20. And I guess we give up 8 mech. $12, that's 32. Sorry, 90, 100, 110, 140, 180. So we currently only have 180 we can afford. We need 15 total. Jesus. Okay, so we have 300 Marines broken up into 15 squads of 20. We know on... Okay, so a boarding skiff is 50 feet in size. So let's go look again at the size of our squid ship. Where did our squid ship go? Thank you. We can put one skiff here, a skiff here, and a skiff here. 1, 2, 3. So we can fit 3 combat boarding skiffs on a squid ship. So yeah, that's 3. So that's a unit. Squid ship plus 3 boarding skiffs, and let's see. Since the skiffs are going to poke out on the sides here in this instance, so we can put arrows here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can fit 6 arrows. We can have 6 sea arrows. That's going to work. Those require 1 each. One, 2, 3. So a total of 3 of them is 9, and then we have 6 sea arrows, so that's going to be 6. And we have 1 squid ship with its full crew is 40. And so Marines equals 60. We need 60 Marines. Squads of 20 times 3 equals 60. So that's going to be 115, 115. Now we have our inkfish. So if we have 3, so we have 1 squid ship, and that's all the stuff that the squid ship gets. We have 1 ink, and so we have inkfish. We're thinking we have 65 points left. So we can have Jesus. Okay. We could probably do 4 inkfish because that's only 115 out of an actual 500. So if I can break this up into 2 wings, 2 inkfish, so basically we have 385 points crew to spend. And then Marines. Since the inkfish don't carry boarding skiffs, they'll carry mecha instead, because they themselves is the boarding skiff. So let's go look at our sizes here. So the mecha that we're using are 20 feet. So 5, 10, 15, 20. It would basically occupy a space this big. We could have 1 there, 2 here, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold on. I can give myself a little bit more space. hold on. Merge down. Like that. Get our shit straightened out so I actually have actual dimensions. It's I'm sitting on this like weird 9 space because of that weird half dealy. It's making things wonky. Get rid of that shit. Oh boy, there's a lot of excess things laying around. All right, we're doing okay. Let's see. Yeah, things are working out so far. Let's. What I can do, what I need to do is first get rid of the weapons on deck. We'll have to rebuild these real quick. So give me a second here. Let's get rid of those. Let's take the half of this ship. We'll push you to your edge there, and you're already at pretty much your edge over here, but let's just do it again here for kicks. Slightly better. It's not 100% even. But, yeah, it is a little off. Let's see, what can we do to... There, that'll do. There, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. Come on. There we go. It locks up occasionally on me. I'm using 2022 or 2021 Photoshop, and they really want me to upgrade to 2025. Ever since they announced 2025, my Photoshop 21 is becoming less and less stable. I'll eventually have to fold and just you know, upgrade it. It's not like it's going to cost me anything extra. It's just it's forcing me an upgrade I don't want. We'll build it out like that. That feels pretty good. Okay, cool. Now we can put our turrets back on deck, so we'll rebuild our mangonel. And our ballista up here. And then... you know, we should probably have ballast to here, ballast to here. And then we can have our harpoon flingers here. And we'll put harpoon flingers here too. So we'll have 4 harpoon flingers on. Now we've got a properly built ship. So looking at putting Mecha on board. This is how these guys, they're 3rd rank. They could potentially have 30-foot Mecha. But if they go smaller or lighter, we're going with 20-foot Mecha right now. So on a separate layer, sorry, that's only 10. This needs to be 20. 1 mecha, 2 mecha, 3 mecha, 4 mecha, 5 mecha. So 5 mecha can fit on a ship. It doesn't need its own carrier skiff because it is a carrier skiff, just with heavy weapons attached to it. Through our booflingers, there we go. 3, 8, 14, 25, 26. Good. So each inkfish can have, each inkfish can have 5 mecha with it. So that's going to be 20 inkfish. And sea arrows. We need sea arrows. We can fit, they're 3x3. So on the top deck, we can have 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we can have 8. We can have 8 sea arrows. The little 15-foot fighter craft. Wherever they went. Where'd you go? These are now sea arrows. See, these little guys fit inside that 15-foot space that we made there. It'd be really easy for these things just to snuggle up on your ship and hang out. Okay, just grabbing one of these, and see, you can easily just park these things alongside and hop off. They're small enough that you can just jump on, use a bonus, like use your movement, jump aboard, use a bonus action to gain focus of the helm so that you take control of the ship, and then use a standard action as the dash action to object interaction to start moving the ship, and then dash action with your bonus action to surge and increase speed up to 10,000 miles per day. So 8 sea arrows per inkfish. Let's go with 4, because I don't want to outclass the squid ship. Actually, we could fit probably another 4. We'll make it 10. $119. $381. There we go. So we have 6 sea arrows were very comfortable. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, we could fit, so 6 times 4 is 24. And then mecha, we can have, that was 8, we could have 5 mecha. And there's 4 of them, so that's a total of 20. Five, 8, total of 32. That's a total of, 20. So that takes us to 20, 32, and 80, 104. And we have 4 inkfish, so that means 4 times 20. That's 80, 100, 236. Thank you, Timely Timer. 236 divided by 4 is 59 each. 381 divided by 59, anyone? 7. Seven times 59, 413. 413, that's too many. 59 times 6. There we go, 354. We have 1 of you. We have 8 of you. We have 5 of you. And we have 1 of you each. So that's going to be 20, 5, 8, 26. That equals 46, 51, 59. And we can have, what, 6 squads? 6 squadrons. Yeah, 6 inkfish. One squid ship. $59 per ship, 6 crew, 1 squid ship, $119, and that leaves us with 472. That leaves us with 28 left over. So what can we do with 28 leftovers? We can have a 4th Marine crew. Easy enough. One, 3, 4, 6, 7. There we go. You know what? Instead of packing that, having that many troops on board makes sense. Let's reduce it to 80. Inkfish. Crew of 26. There's 1 of them. 26. There we go. It's going to have a companionship. That makes sense. So let's add all that up real quick. 9 plus 80 plus 26 plus 20 plus 10 equals 185. Plus 354. That's 39 too many. 39 too many. So we'll take this down to a contingent of 5 independent inkfish. 295. Plus 185 is 480. We have 20 left over. $20 left over, huh? Boarding skiffs. We have 3 boarding skiffs, so we don't have the crew for that. Let's go with 60 here. And we'll go with a second Inkfish. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. That reduces our load here down to 20. This has 3. We now only need 2 of them. So a total of 6 crew. So we've got 40 plus 6. That's 86. 86 plus 46 plus 46 equals 178. I think this is going to work. 178 minus 500 equals 322. We're at 295 down here. Plus 295 equals room for 27 more. Jesus, okay. Okay, so we can add this back in, and we can add this back in, and we can give this back in. So we have 109. 109. 109 plus 46 plus 46 equals 201. Plus 295 equals 496. Sea arrow. We can have 2 sea arrows with 1 each. That's 2. And sea arrow. 2, 1, 2, and that's our numbers. We have 10 sea arrows here with the boarding skiffs, sea arrows. We're going to drop, let's drop the sea arrows here to 8. And increase the sea arrows here to 3. There, now we have our standard array. Any Inkfish that we encounter is going to have 3 Sea Arrow Fighter Craft and is going to have Marines. And I have not taken any Mecha into account. No, we have Mecha down here with the Inkfish. So we have Sea Arrows, we have Marines, we have the Inkfish with Sea Arrows and Marines. Sea Arrows and Marines. These Inkfish are boarders. They have Inkfish. They have our main Inkfish carriers. The Sea Arrows, there's 8 Sea Arrows per ship here, and they have 5 Mecha each, and 20 Marines on top to dump on deck. How does that feel? That does not feel bad. So, like, this is the boss fight with a squid ship and 2 Inkfish, and then individual, like, 1 or 2 sets of Inkfish would be a decent challenge. Each Inkfish, again, carries a squadron of 8 Sea Arrows as well as 5 Mecha. Mecha, depending on how you mod your Mecha, they can fly just as easily as they can run. So it's assumed that they're going to be able to run. You can free up. It's assumed they can fly. You can actually free up space and add more modifier, and add an extra combat modifier if you don't let your Mecha fly. If it's ground based only, it has more inventory space for an additional modifier, but you can't fly, so that's a pain in the ass. Yeah, I like these balances. I think that's a good crew. And that comes down, so this is 1 squid ship and 6 ink ships, Inkfish. That is a 500 crew squadron. It includes the 100 Marines, 120, 40, 60, 220 Marines, and 280 crew and siege siege gunners. So that takes up the 500 crew. We have 2 of those fleets. One fleet is currently in furlough. The other one is currently on frontline skirmishing with the undead Fey Court. And the third one got obliterated already. And then we have 500 troops that are a defense force that defends the asteroid community. So it is 7:45. How are we doing on time? I'm sick, and I don't feel like I want to run for a long period. It's been, what, an hour and a half? This feels like a decent stopping point. Tell you what, why don't I take the rest of the night off, get some sleep, and heal myself up. I'll be back tomorrow morning to do more artwork, and then on Thursday when we come back, we can finish out the defense force that's on the back that stays back and defends the asteroid colony that the pirates have, and with the 2,500 non-commissioned the 2,000 and how many was it? Math, don't fail me now. Yeah, 2,028 non-combat pirates, part of the Lazar Principality, will flesh out that asteroid that the non-coms have in their own little quiet, clean air pocket somewhere in the Poison Sea. They use as a hidden base of operations. That's where the Calamari is at. And the 500 backup fleet, basically the Calamari plus a bunch of probably like 2 squid ships and a bunch of inkfish and a bunch of mecha is basically what we're probably going to see. So we'll build that defense fleet, and then we'll build out the asteroid community itself with its resources and develop the rest of its bastions. We'll do that this Thursday and probably Monday next week. I think Saturday morning we're playing Mage Tower. So I'll be on I want to be on around 6 o'clock. I hope to do like a 6 to 8:30 stretch on Saturday morning for us to build the Bard, to review the Bard for the Color Mana spell point variant rule updates we're doing for 5e24 using Color Mana. We did Barbarian last Saturday, but we'll be playing Mage Tower, so I'll be doing my rebuilds earlier in the morning, so that I'll have the 12:30 Eastern time start time for us playing Mage Tower. We'll do that on Saturday, and then Monday through Friday we do artwork. I believe I've finished all the artwork for the Eberron book that I'll be publishing at the beginning of March. So tomorrow I'm going to start doing Bob Ross landscape paintings, fantasy landscape paintings based on photographs of beautiful locations that show up on your desktop if you're using Windows. So I've been grabbing a bunch of the Windows desktops and going to Reddit for earth porn and just anywhere that there's cool landscape scenery. I've been grabbing screenshots of that stuff, and we'll use those to build fantasy landscapes. And we'll be doing that tomorrow morning for the rest of the month. There's only a week left in this month, so we'll probably be doing that a little bit in March as well. But that's what I got planned for the future. So if you think this stuff is cool, I'd love to have you around for the journey. Like and subscribe. Be welcome to join my Discord channel. Yeah, my voice is going. I gotta stop. This has been a pretty good run. Hey, thanks a lot for all the people that have been coming through and checking the channel. My voice is going, so I'm going to go ahead and end stream now, and I'll see you guys in the morning. Thanks a lot.